Hello, everybody. We are so excited to have you join us once again for another episode of our fabulous show, the show that I co host with the fabulous Dear James. I am the Lady Jaclyn, your human design expert, and Dear James is the intuitive genius fundi that brings his absolute fabulousness when he tunes in. Like the energy here every Wednesday is so spectacular. Listen, it is the highlight of my day. I know, James, it's the highlight of your day. I know a lot of you have given comments to say that you love Wednesdays, and we are so excited to have you here. Every Wednesdays, just quickly give you a recap. Every Wednesdays we go live. We take your questions live as well, whether it be intuitive guidance that you're looking for or whether you're wanting to dive into a human design chart. And then remember, we also do look at the collective energy. And today we've got some really amazing, juicy stuff. I just know it. James, how are you doing?
Hello, Jaclyn. Yes, I mean, this is so wonderful to be together again. We love Wednesdays and we love all of you joining us. So, from around the globe, thank you for joining us. And as Jaclyn always says, don't forget to, as you're joining us live, please say hello and tell us where you're joining us from in the comments so that we see you. And of course, we are taking your questions live, so please put them into the comments as well. And yes, what an action packed year. And we've just started. I mean, Jaclyn, we've just started. It's
Mm-hmm.
the third week in January, and here we are, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just like the energy is both prolific, I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
so energy intense, and yet also kind of like there's a lull. It's so
Mm-hmm.
strange, isn't it, right? There's this
Yep.
peace. There's this peace about intensity, energy, intensity, go, 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 go. And yet
Mm-hmm.
this kind of like soft lull, like a void, a
Mm-hmm.
lull, a void. And so it's very, Kathy is joining us from Clearwater, Florida. Yes. And
And Laurie is here from Illinois, and she's also glad to be here again for this wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday. I think we should call it Wonderful
right,
Wednesday.
wonderful Wednesdays.
Yeah.
They are wonderful. This is what's so great about this is that we come together, we share intuitive insights and human design expertise. We talk to you all and share with you the energies that are going on, the weekly energies, the overall energies, some of the overall themes that are taking place, and then we answer your questions live. And so we listen and we address them from both an intuitive aspect and from a human design aspect. And just for everybody listening, remember, if you would like Jaclyn to answer a specific question for you, please submit your details, put them into the comments, so date, time, place of birth, so that if she doesn't already have your chart, she's able to pull up your human design chart and address that for you specifically. And then, as you all know, I listen to the unseen, to Spirit, Source, and Symphony, and we hear what the unseen has to say to you from a unseen perspective, from an intuitive perspective. So, should we jump in?
Hmm. I kind of want the idea that you've already mentioned, which is this prolific energy, but then also a little bit of a lull. And that speaks so true because in human design, we can see that we're still currently in the gate 60. And that gate 60 creates the 60 and 3 channel, and it's also known as like an avocado channel. So we all know about an avocado, right? So we buy the avocado, and then sometimes it's not ripe just yet. So we kind of have to wait. We wait, and then the avo is ripe, and we got to eat it. Because if you don't eat it when it's ripe, you've missed the opportunity, right? That's exactly the energy that we're in right now with the 60. So it's not right timing. It's that push, that energy. The energy is there. You're kind of wanting to get going. It's the new year as well, and also with human design, actually, the new cycle of the wheel actually starts in the next day or two, depending on where you are. So we actually start on the gate 41. So the new year for human design is only in 2 days' time or in a day's time, right? Which is also interesting. So I can already feel the energy starting to shift, but just know that if things aren't quite yet sprouting the fruits or quite yet taking off the way that you want them to, it's also because it's not quite ready yet. It's not quite right? The universe has the plan. James always talks about it's the plan or a plan, it's our plan, but it's the plan. So if things are just taking a little bit longer than anticipated, just know that that's okay. You're in the right direction. Just continue to surrender and trust and release in the knowing that everything works out the way that it's supposed to. So that's the first thing that I wanted to mention. James, do you want to mention anything else?
Yes, it absolutely, and it's interesting because as you were speaking to that, it was the image of the cauldron. So I believe it's hexagram 50 in the I Ching, and the cauldron, which is of course the melting pot. And like anyone that ever cooks, a watched pot never boils. There's that idiom that the watched pot never boils. And of course, any great recipe, any great stew, soup, anything that you're doing like that, it's all about the right ingredients. It's about the right timing, and it's about the culmination of things. Because of course, if the fire is too hot, everything evaporates and burns and boils over and so forth. If the fire goes out, it doesn't cook, it's undercooked. It's this whole same analogy of kind of this action and lull. It's a very interesting, and the lull, they're reminding me to say that just because there's a lull feeling doesn't mean that you do nothing. Passivity in a sense can be active. It's actively listening. It's actively being attuned and in tune with your environment, what's happening with yourself. And so it's not about just sitting back and waiting, oh, it's not the right time. No, again, Wallace D. Wattles, small acts in great ways. What are we able to do in this moment? But sometimes the active piece is to wait, is to listen and to wait. And so that's very important, and that is not passive, it's an active action. It's participatory. So yes.
So I just want to see, because Nikki is joining us from the UK, and we have Judith as well from Massachusetts. And then just to quickly give you guys a heads up, because we still are in Mercury retrograde and we are taking the leap of faith, we know that Mercury sometimes does affect technology. So you got to bear with us, because I've been feeling all of the feels that Mercury has been giving us with technology and the fact that everything's a little bit slower and you've got to be more present. So just if anything does come up, please let us know in the comments. I know Nikki said that there is a bit of a freezing issue. Judith says it's fine on her. No, she says she's also having some issues. She's got to go back in and out. So just bear with us, because everything, like we said, you know what? Right now, it's not a bad thing that Mercury is in retrograde, because it's really asking us to kind of just be present, take it slow, be in the moment, not get frustrated or reactive, but kind of just, roll with the times at the moment. So we're going to be rolling with this Mercury retrograde and the signal issues and everything that's going to come up.
Yes, and again, for everyone listening, Jaclyn and I can see that we're live and that we are not interrupted or lagging or anything. So there must obviously be, again, as we are streaming out to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, there may be some lagging issues or network issues that are happening because, again, as Jaclyn just articulated, Mercury is retrograde. Also, Uranus, the higher octave of Mercury, just stationed direct yesterday. And so all of these fun things, and in fact here yesterday, our internet connection went down for about 4 hours, and it would come up and go down and come up and go down. So there's a lot of that taking place. I'm going to jump in. Is that good, Jaclyn? Okay, so let's talk about what's happening right now. So at the first of the year, this is an action-packed week, and it's an action-packed month, and it's beginning this whole new cycle. And so we currently have Mercury retrograde until it was started on the 14th of January, and it's going to go until the 3rd of February. We just had the full moon in Cancer on the 17th. And Cancer, it's all about emotion and, full moons, the things that are hidden are being revealed or brought up for us to deal with. Uranus stationing direct yesterday. We had also yesterday afternoon, the north and the south nodes just changed signs. So they went from the Gemini Sagittarius axis. The north node is in Taurus, the south node is in Scorpio. And so that is going to be for the next 18 months. And that is something as well. So the North Node is where we're going, and it's Taurus. So we're going to see more, it's going to be where it was in Gemini with air. So things were more mental or astral, mental. Now we're bringing them back down. We're bringing them back down into the earth so that we can actually ground these things and kind of take root with them and get going. And of course, Scorpio, things are hidden. So we're talking about the things, so these hidden things that we thought we had dealt with or haven't dealt with, those are going to be the aspects to release, because that's the South Node. And the South Node is all about how you release things, how you let go of, or what we're to let go of in order to advance. And then the last thing is that Venus is retrograde, and Venus goes direct on the 29th of January. So really Jaclyn, by the 3rd, 4th, we're moving forward with a lot of things. So you can kind of see where we got this energy of wanting to go forward, wanting to advance, this whole kind of new year energy, this get going, and yet we have some lull, we have some, holding in place, we have some retrogrades. And this fits really beautifully with the way Spirit, Source, and Symphony, the unseen for me. Every time I sit down to listen for our Wednesdays, they always tell me what the collective needs. And this week, what's very interesting, and it's very interesting with Mercury retrograde and so forth, but there was this pressing of re, everything about Mercury retrograde is to relook, revisit, renew, put an RE in front of things. And so they were really pressing me to go back over and share with everyone that if you haven't listened to the first 2 shows of January, take a listen, but they're wanting me to reiterate and remind about the relationships at this point, 2022 and beyond, and certainly this year, and certainly as the nodes are changing, and certainly as Uranus is moving forward, it's going to start taking off, that relationships and our relationships with ourselves, relationship to what we thought, South Node, what we thought we had dealt with, whether it be, again, relationships, people, issues, love, all these different things, that they're going to come up. And they may come up, Uranus, they may come up unexpectedly, out of nowhere. And that there's a reminder here that 20 and 22, hexagram 20 is about contemplation. It's an overview. You in the tower, you have a high view, so you're going to have a more expansive view to deal with the relationship of yourself with others, and of course then externally with others, but the most important one is with self. And then 22, this adornment, that we are adorning, we are renewing, repairing, revitalizing, releasing these things inside, so that we adorn ourselves, our beings, from the inside out. Because the more beautiful we are from the inside out, it radiates. It's what we share, it's what we reflect, it's what we, as Jaclyn would say, it's what we attract, the magnetism of things. And so everything is energy. So, and one of the things that they had shared last week that we didn't cover that goes in with this week is they said, reach beyond the veil. And what they mean by that is, we often think of the veil as the veil, we come into this lifetime and we're veiled. We can't see the other side. We can't see the unseen. But this has a double entendre about reaching beyond the veil. They're saying about reach beyond the veil of your own self-illusion. About reach further. See beyond the interactions. See beyond what's on the surface. Both within yourself or what you think you know or believe. Look at a situation, if it's an external exchange of relationship, and you quote unquote see what's on the surface, but look below it. Keep looking, reach beyond the veil, and then also reach beyond the veil in the sense of connect higher, your soul source connection, connect and listen, because they are going to be guiding you, because remember, 2022, you have a higher overview of things. So you're going to be able to advance faster and quicker. You're going to be able to release, move through, as long as you're aligned with that understanding, knowledge, connection. Then they came to, for today, for this week, they said, turning the page, on the past. And that this has to do with the north and the south nodes. And so there's this beautiful piece of realizing and knowing we are turning a page on the past. We're shifting into a new